a folder that says second quarter DBQs. Okay? Federalist versus anti-federalist. Okay? Primary document. I want you to read through it. It should look like this here. Federalist Papers. I would like for you to do is to annotate. Remember, when we annotate, we're underlining key details. Okay? I want you to star the important ideas, circle keywords or phrases, and importantly, in this text, I'd like for you to highlight the vocabulary. And read through that one that you were talking about.
Okay, so they argue for a more decentralized government and wanted a Bill of Rights to protect citizens' rights from a potential federal encroachments. So both the two words I think was decentralized and encroachments. That's what.
Decentralized.
Yeah.
All right, so decentralized government. What does that mean in this context? What do you think?
A government that is not completely centralized, so D meaning not centralized.
True. Can we give an example? Can we give an example? Think of it in this way. Why? We fought the American Revolution so that we could get away from whom?
England.
British. But more importantly, to get away from one person in particular. King George III. King George III is making a lot of the rules. And that is a centralized government where one entity or one group of people are kind of making the rules. Okay? So decentralized means not that same idea where you have more people or further away from a main power. But they didn't want the federal government to have control over all of the power. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So, good. I like the fact that we were discussing this. I saw a lot of good discussion that was going on. All right. Now, back to this one. What I'd like for you to do is this. I would like for you, by yourself, a moment, I'd like for you to try to answer the questions right here. Always go back to the text to try to look at the text to see what can help you out. I need you to persuade your partner that your answer is correct and to be able to defend what you had for your answer. I want to go through the first one. Colton. Federalists wanted what?
A stronger central government.
And?
A weaker state government.
And a weaker state government. Excellent answer. This first one is crucial to understand, especially about federalism and anti-federalism and making sure that you have the right idea in your head. And anti-federalists wanted what?
Anti-federalists wanted a weaker central government and a stronger state government.
They wanted a weaker central government and a stronger state government. Who can give me that, basically what we just said, in a different way, using the government that we currently have? Can somebody help me out with that? Let me ask a different question. What is our central government in the United States? Who's in charge of the central government in the United States? It is the president. It is the federal government. It's the central government. And the state government is, what's your state government?
Florida.
Florida. What's your state government?
Michigan.
Michigan. What's your state government?
Texas.
Do you see how that is the state government? Whatever state that you are from, Texas, Florida, Michigan, Okay, so we had different state government. The Federalists wanted to have a stronger central government, where President Biden has more power, where Congress, the House of Representatives, and the Senate at the federal level has more power. Okay, the judicial branch to have more power. The Anti-Federalists wanted to have more power to Michigan, to Florida, to Texas, than, say, for example, the federal government. So they wanted more power at the state level than at the federal level. This is a 250-year argument. It is still going on. We don't necessarily call it all the time federalism and anti-federalism, but the idea has been going on since the beginning of our country. I need you, for the next 2 minutes, I want you to write for me 3 things that you are finding interesting about this document. And I'm going to call on some of you to share out. Okay? So, give me one thing that you found. Give me your best one that you found interesting.
That Federalists wanted the government, so like they were more for one just for everyone.
Why do you find, what makes you find this interesting?
Because even though like America claims to be unified, there's still very different opinions.
I like that. I like that. Do me a favor, add that part to that.
Yeah.
You understand? Add that part to it. That's very nice. Marguerite, give me one of the most interesting things that you had down.
How long is culture considered?
Why? Why is this interesting to you?
250 years over, like, which you'd think that people would figure it out by now.
You would think that they would figure it out by now. Add that in there, okay? So, Barkel, what is the most interesting thing that you had found? That you had down?
That the anti-federalists said I like the way they think because they want to give power back to the states.
Why is that interesting to you? I like this. This is important.
Oh, because I thought it was interesting because I wonder what would happen if you gave like all the power to like one state and then like everybody in that state is under their own government and then it's different.
Add that in there. I like that. Okay? That's a good thought. I like that. Brighton, give me one of the most interesting things that you have.
Bill of Rights, they didn't think it was necessary
Why?
because they thought the Constitution was enough.
So why is that interesting to you? Is really what I'm asking. I want to challenge you to find a connection between the Federalist ideas and British monarchy with your partner. Challenge you to find a connection.
They want a centralized government, meaning the government will control everything over the states. Federalists don't want that. It's the same thing the British have. If that happened again, bad idea.
Okay, perfect.
Like the British monarchy, how they wanted one person or a group of people to have all the power,
Somebody writing this down?
wanted to control the country. Because with the British monarchy, they put all the power into one person instead of the people. But with a federalistic government, they wanted a group of people to have all the power. They wanted the people to have less power. They got like we got a state government, a centralized government.
I love what you're saying.
Or for the Federalists, how
About
they said
30
they want
seconds.
the stronger central government with a weaker state government means like
Yeah.
I mean like one person, and like how the monarchy was like just the king, so like the one president, king, kind of connect them.
What did you come up with?
Okay, exclusively doing the comparisons and not doing the contractions. Federalist ideal was to have a strong central government that helps rule over the people, elected by the people for the people, that basically help to run the country without having to place a lot of different individual jurisdictions onto the states. And the monarchist ideal was to have basically one family, one group rule over the entirety of the country that they reign in. However, without much input from the people, but both of them have like a strong central figurehead at the top, which does most of the running.
And basically they're in charge. Very nice. Now, with your partner, I want to challenge you to find a connection between anti-federalist ideas and the British monarchy. Why did the anti-federalists believe what they believe, and how's it a connection with the British monarchy? Zach! What you guys come up with?
They wanted I don't know how to.
You did a great job when you explained to me earlier. You understand? Just kind of go back to the same step.
The problem between the colonies and the British government was that they had a person in Britain telling them what to do, and they didn't really want that.
What did they want?
They wanted a person in the colonies to give them representation.
Good. They wanted somebody who was right there. They wanted somebody who was in Florida. They wanted somebody who's in Michigan. They wanted somebody who's in Texas to make the decisions for them. Not necessarily somebody who was from far away. Are the Bill of Rights necessary?
Yeah.
So, I want, with your partner, I'm going to give you 90 seconds. Are the Bill of Rights necessary?
I mean, those are only the three.
Life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness?
Yeah.
True, but doesn't that mean my pursuit of happiness means like I should be able to say what I want to say? I shouldn't speak?
Yeah, but then I don't think you'd be, if you didn't have the Bill of Rights, I don't think you'd be able to
Why?
be safe in saying that.
Why?
I'm not sure actually.
Yeah, talk about that. I like that. Hey, I like your thoughts on it. You hear me? I like that.
Technically, we don't need freedom of speech. Okay. Yes, we do. No, we don't.
You do need freedom of speech.
What you gonna use freedom of speech for?
In the press.
At the press?
Yes, freedom of speech. I mean, right now, newspapers, that's a form of freedom of speech.
Okay, but I'm saying it could be like limited. Like some words cannot go on television. You know why?
Why?
Because they're bad words.
I'm not saying like cuss words and all that stuff.
Okay, it's still a bad word. So why?
So what if you talking, teacher like some, be quiet, you can't talk no more. What'd you say?
Yes, ma'am.
What were you just giving a valid point?
Is the Bill of Rights necessary?
I would say yes.
Why?
Because it really does guarantee that you are able to be, you are able to have like your freedom and freedom of speech.
Doesn't the Constitution provide for that?
Yeah, but with it doesn't really guarantee it to you.
What guarantees us these rights?
The Bill of Rights.
If we had to be very specific. Do you think it was because there was not quite as much trust that
They were probably people were trying to exploit it probably, or find loopholes to make an excuse to have to remove your freedom of speech or something.
where the central government might become more under the ideas of tyranny and basically encroaching upon our freedoms and taking away our freedom. Does that help you understand encroachment?
Yes.
Good. Which government is stronger, do you think? The state government or the central government?
Well, I mean, that kind of depends.
Tell me.
Kind of depends on your viewpoint, really.
Okay,
That's why, like,
give me more.
that's
I
why-
like that.
That's why the whole argument for 250 years has been going on. Like,
Well, which one do you currently think is stronger? Solomon?
I think central because if you have a bunch of states, they argue with each other all the time. If you just have a central, you just have one opinion. You have to get one.
Alright.
you know what? He's right. He's right.
I kind of agree with the state right now. I think it's state.
Why do you say right now?
Right now, states have been putting in laws that a lot of people don't like. And the centralized government is trying to get rid of them.
Nice job. Now, why can the centralized government get rid of them? So, the U.S. Constitution is the supreme law of the land.
Okay.
The supreme law of the land has what clause in it?
The elastic.
The elastic clause. It has the elastic clause in it. That clause allows them, the federal government, to create laws that are not definitive within the powers of the Constitution. Why? Because the framers of the Constitution knew that they could not foresee everything, which can lead to the federal government, since it's the supreme law of the land, possibly having more power. But what you were saying, that about where it feels as though now the states are trying to have more say in what is happening, which is true. It feels that way a lot, doesn't it? For better or for worse, depends upon your perspective, doesn't it?